Welcome back, everyone. Today, I've got a great activity for you. We're going to jump right into it here, actually. It's going to be a little bit different tonight. We're not going to be using Miro. It's just going to be Zoom and YouTube. But before we get started, I want to make my great players. I've got Stephen Fraser, Tim Dicky, and Tim Nolan, and really appreciate their time here tonight. And so happy that they joined me because we have a great activity. We're going to go to YouTube tonight, and without any preparation, without any insight into it, I'm just going to throw my players here into the activity, but you're not going to be able to see the video that I share. And the reason for that is I don't want to get copyright struck by YouTube. So the link to this video will be in the description. I'm going to share with you what the video looks like, and what it is here as I share my screen. Right. Oh, wrong one. Right here.
Click the right button.
Click. Yes, I will try to click the right button, Tim. I'll do my best. And so this is the video. It is called La Grace promo, and it's the link. Again, the link will be this into the description if you want to find it. But I'm going to share this video with my players, and then we're going to have a short conversation. So be right back. And so here, I'm gonna just let you guys watch. Let me know if you have any questions. But it's just a 40-second video. I just need to watch it, pay full attention, and then we're gonna have some conversation.
One eternity later.
All right. So usually you'll just I'll get back here real quick. Stop sharing. So usually the players will only have one opportunity to view this video, but I gave them twice because I left off the music, but I'm pretty sure it won't affect the outcome. So let's go ahead and start this challenge, if you will. So I would love for you all to discuss and come up with an answer, and you'll have 5 minutes starting, well, as soon as I get a timer up. Oh, it already comes with 5 minutes. That's great. So you guys will have 5 minutes to discuss how many sales are on the ships, or on the ship, should I say?
It's a 3-master, 3 sales.
All right, so I'm going to start the timer. You guys can.
All right.
How many sales are on the ship? So you guys can.
So does that make it 9? Is there 3 sales per mast?
Yeah, and a 4-mast, right?
Yeah,
so there'd be
exactly.
the one that's the triangle that goes out.
Yeah,
Okay.
which would be a total of 10.
10. I'd say 10.
Yeah.
We'll go with 10.
But I don't know. Was it a 3-master? It looked like a 3-master.
Yeah.
Did it have 3 sales in each one?
Yeah, it would. By
I
segmentation.
think, generally speaking, you have 3 sales in each one.
Mhm.
But is there one in the front and one in the back as well?
No, there's never a sale in the back.
No,
Okay.
there's always the one in the front though, with the spinnaker.
Okay.
So that'd be 10,
Yeah.
right?
I'm going with 10.
So y'all, that's it. You guys want to stop and just go with that number? I'm just asking. You've got 4 minutes left. That's a pretty.
Yeah, if I were to cheat and pull it up on YouTube, I could give
Look,
you an answer.
he
but
comes in
I'm
the
not going
Navy.
to.
He should know. It's
Right.
a frickin' it's what is it? A frigate? No,
I'm
it's not
sure
a
he was
frigate.
totally
Look,
stationed on. a-
What's the
frickin' frigate.
classification
Okay,
of that ship? Is it a sloop
Clipper?
or is it a frigate?
It's a ship of the line, so it would be a frigate.
It would be a frigate, right? Frigates
Yeah.
have 3 masts. Sloops
Yeah.
have 1 or 2. It's a
2.
frigate. It's 3
Yeah, it's a
masts, 3
frigate.
sails each mast, 1 spinnaker. Done.
But you're asking the guy who sailed on board nuclear submarines.
I'm
Just
just
saying.
saying.
How many
you're-
How
Navy
many sales
pride.
are on a nuclear
Navy
submarine?
pride.
Navy pride. I
I think
thought
that
it
would be
was
0
something.
sales on a nuclear
Yeah, 0.
submarine.
Are we all watching the same video here?
I'm leaning on y'all's expertise. Y'all seem to
I'm
know
s-
what you're talking about.
I'm
so,
sticking with 10.
okay.
I'm not going to move on it now. If I get
What's a
proven,
2-mast ship? Is that
Yeah,
a
well,
sloop?
yeah, but that given the number of guns and the fact that that would be that could have been a privateer vessel, given the fact that it was flagged at the Czech Republic, and so it would have
Oh, yeah.
actually been a ship of war that was on loan to a larger navy, because the Czech Republic is landlocked. But
Yep.
it doesn't negate the number of masts
Yeah,
and
yeah, and a
potentially
sloop,
the
even
number
a
of-
sloop had three masts, so.
Yeah.
But a sloop has one sail per mast.
I was focusing my attention on other stuff, so I'm hoping I'll get the next question.
Yeah. When y'all asked for the music, I was like, okay, you can ask for the music.
Well, we didn't know
Well-
what it was. I mean, it just had no sound. We weren't sure if it
Yeah,
was narrated or music or
we-
anything. But
Yeah, if it was, if we'd known that, we wouldn't have gone, we would have
Yeah.
gone back.
Yeah, but I like the music, so I would have forced you to replay it anyway.
Very
Anyway,
dramatic.
our final answer is 10.
Yep, 10.
Final answer is 10. All right. Cool.
He's disappointed we got it right. Obviously, we got it right.
Now, the point of this is actually not if you got it right or not. The whole point of this activity is about how you got to that answer. Your collaboration, your how one person may have dominated the conversation, how the first answer may have won out in spite, how other people not bringing up other
Alternatives.
alternatives, like the psychological safety. This is a great activity that was shown to me. I'm not sure how to accredit it. As soon as I figured that out, that will be in the description of the video. But essentially, it was about the book that this was based off of is The Leadership is Language, and the hidden power of what you say and what you don't uncover. What you
Oh,
don't
so David Marquet's book.
Yes. And so this
Another Submariner for those who are not yet in the know.
I
Just
was not
saying.
know. So
Yeah.
but anyways, I was really intrigued by this because I thought this was a great activity to show and to do with any team to get an idea of the dynamics, of the conversations. Now, in this particular in this activity, I was broken out into an individual room inside of Zoom with a couple other people like you guys are now, but there were also multiple rooms of people. And so there were different supervisors, senior level people, lower level people, and the dynamics were just amazing in terms of the results. And so it was really eye-opening to me. It's hard to simulate that here in a recorded experience, but in terms of your guys' dynamics, what did you think about that activity? You obviously probably were not expecting the conversation about this, a question about the sales after that video. By the way, the answer is 8.
Oh,
But at least that's what I counted whenever I looked at the ship and I paused it and looked forward. So if I missed one or if, let me know in the comments, people. I'm feel free to be wrong, but that's what I counted. So, but what did you guys think about your conversations? What did you notice? Because in the book and in the activity that was done with me, there was a lot about we try to inspire people, we try to motivate people, but really that can just come out to coercion, the big elephant in the room, and the hippo. Maybe there's an elephant, but you gotta deal with that too. But the hippo in the room, acquiescing to them. But what did you find in your conversations around that? Maybe I'm giving a lot of this away as I'm talking, but I'm trying to figure out how I do this activity in a smaller format, so forgive me. But if you're doing this, if you want to do this in a larger format with your teams, with your within your company, it's great to be able to get a bunch of people together to do this, 5 or 6, 7 breakout rooms, have them all watch the video, then send them out and bring them back and ask them, hey, what conversation, how did you come to a consensus? What was the outcome? And so I'm asking you guys right now, since I'm kind of breaking the activity, what did you guys find? Did you just go, yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking.
Well, I can make a comment because I had almost 0 to contribute here. Steve and Tim both seem to have authoritative knowledge on this. Tim being from the Navy, and and then Steve knowing kind of the various types of ships. So I just sort of I just sort of sat back and let them two decide because it seemed like they had a much stronger knowledge. And I don't remember, I didn't count the sales when I watched the video, so I had nothing else to contribute. So I mostly just sat back and agreed with them that seemed to be very confident in their answers.
I counted on Tim to tell me that the back sale had sometimes had only two. That's what I counted on. He didn't do that, so I'm disappointed in him.
Yeah, and we were only two off, so that's pretty good if you ask me.
I think they didn't show the for sale ever. I'm not sure if they did or not, but
well, James, to your point, we're sitting in this, and we do have a bit of a rapport between the group of us, and so there really isn't a whole lot of posturing going on, and it is in many ways. And I'm gonna shamelessly plug, go back and watch other videos where we're participating and playing games. We have this kind of nice level that we all walk in at, very grounded in our profession, very grounded in what we do. And not a single one of us is walking in with an overinflated or even an underinflated ego. So our dynamic is not going to be the same as a group where you've got a mixture of people up and down the management and leadership structure. Mm-hmm. So, Tim's natural inclination to kind of defer to Steve and I, it was only because, we happen to be the folks who kind of caught what was going on. But, to Tim's point, me having sailed on nuclear submarines and having a naval background, of course, I've got an affinity for stuff like this. So it is kind of a default position. Yeah. Although I'm not going to be ever claiming that I'm an undisputed expert about how many sails, let alone how many masts are on tall ships.
Yeah. Yeah. So it had 3 on the main mast, 1 on the back, and 1 on the front. That'd be 8. So it was a frigate, not a ship of the line. That's the difference.
Okay, well, way to dig.
So I blame myself for the confusing what a frigate and a ship of the line was.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was thinking sloop or schooner, one of the two.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it went down, but or broke. But a broke only has 2 masts, so
yeah, and a broke is a very fast ship. We're digressing from James's original point, but Stephen, I appreciate the fact that you're going in and looking at all of this stuff. So,
but drawing us back here. I'm sorry. What did you want, Tim? Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, when the way you started this, like, hey, we're going to watch the video and we're going to talk about, so we had zero inclination of what we were going to talk about. So I found myself, I thought, I've been in these events before. So I was looking at insignificant details, trying to find just looking for stuff that didn't seem like it would matter in the video and not paying attention to the obvious, which is a ship right in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, even better, Tim, I think this illustrates the point. How many times did we see the person drawing the ship?
Yeah,
which would be a less significant detail than, oh, by the way, how many sails does the ship have?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but going back to it, like you guys, one thing I noticed, and this is a good thing that any, Agile coach could use, a Scrum Master coming into a new team, trying to understand the dynamics of the team, because you guys all do have a great rapport together, and you're all also Agile coaches and, so forth. So it's kind of hard to do this activity with you guys because it's kind of like doing a magic trick with magicians. So but you will get, I promise you, if you do this activity with your teams and if you do this in a larger group, it's a very simple activity that will show you, is there, you want the feelings of collaboration, motivating each other, inspiring each other, but really those can be, it can really turn into, feeling shamed, threatened or coerced in some, even if it's not to a drastic extent, it can be to a subtle extent. And so I really do love this activity because I think it's a way to bring those things out over something that's so minor. And you'll start to see, the maybe the political posturing, maybe because you're just in the workplace, there are things on the line that and emotions just from being in the workday that you don't have coming into like an online video trying to show something to the masses, you know what I mean? But yeah, any other thoughts?
I don't think you get the same dynamic even with so-called experts here. We didn't get it right. And we still got, the way we got to an answer was going to be different for every group. So if there was a large group of us that were all in breakout rooms, I think everybody would maybe come with the same answer, but have a different approach to it.
Yeah.
And so I think you get the same thing out of this with the three of us.
So what's really going to be interesting is when you guys go back and watch this, like what really happened. And so I'm really interested to see actually, and you can let me know in the comments below if you record your different ones, that may not be good to break the safety, but it might be good to be able to show some people like, hey, is this, how you're actually interacting, and not as a way to punish people, but as a way to give them the opportunity to improve. So I would love it. I mean, that's one of the reasons I do these recordings is so I can improve. So
I'd be curious to see if like management were in the room, if a power distance plays, like everybody just leans on what the manager thinks it is and just agrees with that person, so this is fun. I like it. Sorry, Steve, I think I cut you off.
I gotta say we're pretty casual here, so no one had any chips on the line.
Right.
Except for Tim D, who he's I expected him to know that there's a sloop and a frigate.
Hey, he's got the U.S. Navy right there in his background.
That's right.
Exactly. It's my expert knowledge of non-sailing ships.
I mean, you were close. I mean, you didn't. You could have hit a rock, but you were close. But if you were sailing, you'd be close.
There's something out there, and I thought, Tim would know. I thought Tim would know. He's an expert.
Oh God. Yeah. Like many years removed.
I'm just saying.
I've been retired since 16, so my memory gets a little fuzzier and faded every day.
Did you take a course on different sailing ships and your?
You know what? We could go down that road, but that's not the purpose of this video.
Yeah.
So I'm not biting, Fraser. I'm not biting on that hook. Well,
is there any last thoughts about the activity before we wrap up?
No, that was good. That was fun.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So James, I do agree with you in that the dynamic around psychological safety could easily end up becoming tenuous. And I think that, like what I do with my teams, leading off with questions about just being genuinely curious and open to hearing what people have to say seems to be one of the better things I do that diffuses that question around, well, who's going to speak first and who's the expert or who's the authority on this.
Yeah. I think the stakes were unusually low here too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whether we got 10 or 8 or 7 or 12, I think it could be more contentious with a more important issue.
So if you added a prize, maybe as a dynamic, that might change things if people wanted it. Maybe a good suggestion. Also, if you increase, let's say like, Tim, for example, this might have been very interesting and it might be a good suggestion for the viewers. If for instance, if we were all in the Navy and we showed this ship, how much more competitive would it be? If you showed a video and asked a very off-putting question. But no, seriously, like if you showed something about code and you all have experience with code to a degree, like, and then you asked like, how many numbers are on the screen? You could easily get a much more competitive based on maybe ego and pride. You could have a little bit more maybe competition there, but I also like to see what prizes do with that dynamic as well. But the whole point of this is to make sure that the people that are doing the work are really and truly empowered, and having the small conversation, the small video can really show you if the people are truly empowered with their leaders or not, or if they're just acquiescing really quickly. So I feel like it's kind of like a team smoke test, if you will. But that's just kind of my interpretation of it. That's where I'm at right now. And I've got this pop up on the screen. Okay, thank you. Go away. I thought I muted you. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know how you have used this, if you are going to use it, and let me know how many people will be interesting. But make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are interested in crypto at all, I actually have another channel you can go check out. It'll be in the link in the description. It's JTXRP, where I cover XRP and all things the XRP ledger. But without further ado, thank you so much. Thank you all for joining me, my players, and we will see you next time.